And here we go.
Welcome to Dwelling Beyond with Brittany
And Satara.
And Cheryl, the Minister of Defense.
Yes. And Cheryl. So
a woman who needs no introduction.
clearly.
Today, we're on episode 4 of our podcast, which is crazy. We're like halfway through the season already. Thanks for sticking with us, listeners, for tuning back in for another episode. We hope you've enjoyed the ride and liked our conversations and our guests so far, and look forward to many more great ones to come. Today we've got Cheryl, our Minister of Defense, OG. She has many nicknames around the building. One of the first people I met when I came to the dwelling, and a steady figure in our life.
Mm-hmm.
Good to have you with us, Cheryl.
Thank you. Good to be here. Well, my name is Cheryl. I'm 55 years old. I'm a grandmother of 6. And I wrote a book called Grand Risings from Pain's Ashes. And you can find my book on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate the support that I get from the church and all my friends. I don't have many friends. I got a lot of frenemies, though. We had to set them down every now and then, though. But
So Cheryl, tell us, we want to dig a little deeper. Tell us a little bit more about who you are. Who is Cheryl? Where are you from? How are you from Winston?
yeah, I'm from Detroit.
Okay.
I've been here all my life. And first time I left North Carolina, I was scared to death because I was into South Carolina. I wanted to move to South Carolina, couldn't find a bus stop, so I came back to Detroit. And I have like 8 brothers, and I'm the only female. So yeah, I got a tomboyish way.
I feel like that explains a lot about you.
That's why I'm the Minister of Defense.
And how did you come about that name? How did you get that name?
I'm a Public Enemy fan. I'm old school here. I don't like mumble rap
Okay.
because you can't understand it. Straight out the jungle, mama. I don't know that. I don't like that, but
You did a very good impression.
yeah, but I'm. My uncle was a Black Panther, so I got into being one for the people, not against the people. But I do have all my Panther gear, and first time I seen my uncle in action was when Larry and them was up on top of the building on 11th Street, the police and the Black Panthers having a shootout. That was something horrible.
Wow.
I was like maybe 6 or 7 when it happened on the east side. Yeah, I was raised by both grandparents. My mama's mama died in 1977, so I was like 7 years old. I moved to East Winston, and I grew up with my daddy's mother and my uncles. We all lived in my grandma's house. So it was like grandma worked all the time. Grandma was like the breadwinner because of my parents and my uncles, they was alcoholics, and being a kid growing up seeing that, it was a lot of stress and strain. And as I got older, I had my first drink of alcohol at 13. Started smoking at 13. Became sexually active at 12. Thank God I ain't had no baby till I was 18. And then while I was out there doing all this crazy wild stuff, I wasn't thinking about the diseases or nothing. I could have had all this stuff that's going on. I could have caught AIDS. I could have had any other disease.
Mm-hmm.
But God, I guess, kept me
Yeah.
for a purpose.
Yeah.
And I've been in church all my life. But as I got older, I started digging in and learning stuff about myself and wanting to get into my culture more, like the Egyptians and the Kemits and all the other people. And I'm just now learning about the Book of Enoch, which I don't know too much about, which I know they like giants. And then when you get into it, you think about, okay, God made these people. Where are the giants? And then not knowing about all the other stuff, it's just crazy how you can come up with stuff now.
Yeah.
I mean, I like learning and stuff.
So how did you, like Brittany said earlier, like you're the OG, and so one of the things I hear a lot and see a lot is that you have been here since the beginning. So how did you get involved with the dwelling? And, what keeps you here? I think, what is this, 5 years now? And so, so just tell us about your early journeys as someone who was at the dwelling.
Well, me, I like to walk around Winston, and I seen a bunch of people over there. I was hungry that day, so I went over there and started hanging out with them. My first person I met was Russ, when he had the little camp where they do like the 7-day things and they sleep outside in the little cardboard cities.
Pastor Russ May.
Yeah.
He's a local Moravian pastor, for those of you who don't know.
I started out with him, and then I ran into Miss Lee that works at City with Dwellings. And then after that, a couple of months later, I was going to this church called New Gospel Tabernacle, which is 206 North Greenwood. One night, our church had caught a fire, and it burnt down completely down to the ground. And I didn't have nowhere to go. And so one day I decided I know where I needed to be at that time, but I wasn't really wanting to go. But I went over there, and first time I met Pastor Emily was when she had her services at the old dwelling. And I got mad at Lee for going to sleep during her sermon. I mean, the street just came out of me. I didn't care where I was. I was cussing. I just doing my thing. She said, it's all right. He got the words. I just want you to be comfortable. I said, I'm good. So she said, okay. And from that point on, I love being around that part of the church, and I like hanging out with my homeless friends. By us being family and friends and stuff like that, we have to look out for each other and take care of each other, because that's what our Pastor Emily taught us to do, love one another. She know I'm a hard case. I can't love nobody without them loving me back. But lately, I've been trying to calm down a little, but it's hard. But I do not appreciate my grandkids acting like me. And when I told her about what my granddaughter did, she said, yep, that's you.
Huh? They getting there from you, huh?
That's right.
And it's hard. I mean, if my pastor want me to do anything, she'll ask me. I have to think about it. But for her, I'll do anything. For her and my deacons, I'll do anything.
That's why we call you the Minister of Defense, right? That's not an empty title. We know Cheryl's got our backs if we ever need anything.
Yeah, and you also are, outside of that, and, I'm sure Deacon Brittany can talk about this, but you also are very involved within the dwelling and the community. So, Brittany, would you like to tap into that too?
Cheryl, what kind of things have you done for us? What have you been involved in?
Spot the Well, Voices, and a whole lot of other stuff that I can't quite remember. But I done voices twice. So we need some new blood. Y'all need to come on with it.
Yeah, Cheryl's been a Sparkdwell counselor. More to come about Sparkdwell in a new episode, so stay tuned. Working with kids in the summer. You done that all 4 years? Yeah, nice.
Because when Pastor Emily asked me to work with some kids, I said, some kids? She said, oh, gee, you got this. I said, I don't think so. She said, oh, I do have faith in you. I said, okay, I'll try it. I said, I'll try anything once.
Mm-hmm.
And you've been back every year, huh?
Yeah, and she's the superstar. Kids come back every year and say, oh, we got to see Cheryl.
Oh, yeah, our favorite part during the summer is graveyard.
Talk about that for a second.
We clean up a historical black cemetery every summer called Oddfellow Cemetery by the fairground. I'm sure some of y'all that live in Winston know where it's at. Mm-hmm. But I think that's my favorite part of doing the summer program because I get to play with the dirt and find new exciting things. We done found a couple of new tombstones. Mm-hmm. I love doing that with the kids. And our favorite song on when we had to be going to Burkhead is My Lighthouse. Now I got to teach my grandkids that My Lighthouse.
Have you learned to dance?
Oh, I got videos of Cheryl doing a dance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and you've done voices twice now. We talked about voices on a previous episode with Ron. That's been a pretty big deal. Tell us a little bit about that experience.
I mean, I enjoyed it, but with me in front of lights, action, and camera, I just get, I can't
Get a little
find
stage
out.
fright.
Yeah. But if it's a lot of people out there, yeah, and I'm not really feeling it, then I might just give you what you're looking for.
But how's the process?
After I done it, it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. But I'm getting tired. So I need somebody else's story to hear. I want to sit out there and look at them up there so they can feel what I felt.
Yeah. What did you feel?
First time I did it, I was scared as hell.
Scared of the performance part, or just like telling your story?
I was scared because it's a lot. I knew it was a lot of people in that room, but my first time they done it, they turned the lights down just right. I couldn't see nothing, so I went on with that.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Second time I did it, they had the lights dimmed up, but I focused on Cowboy. He said, you can't, if you don't feel the need to look at nobody, just focus over there. And I stayed over there in that corner.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my second time doing voices was fun because they told us, it's y'all story, y'all tell it the way y'all want to, so we did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it because it was fun.
Yeah.
Especially the last days of it. It was real fun.
Yeah. Do you feel that just going through the voices experience, which is about like really like, you have the writing camp and it makes you really think about about your story in general and different ways to tell it. But do you think that process helped you to then become an author and write your book?
Yeah, it helped me heal from some things that I was going through. And now that I done actually got a book published, I think I'm the Mac.
Oh, I know that's right. And tell them one more time, what's the name of the book?
Grand Rising from Pain's Ashes. I did my own cover work on my own book.
Yes, she did.
Thank you.
We want applause for that. Yes, sir.
That's right.
And what was that process like of writing your book? What was the process of figuring out what you wanted to put in the book, how you wanted to go about it, the stories you wanted the book to hold?
My first piece of that, my first piece that went in my book was the domestic violence survivor. I took that from my first voices.
Mm.
And I told Tamika Wells, I want to put that in my book. She said, okay, you can start with that. We did that, and then I had to dig deep down inside myself to actually find that little girl that went through this rape experiences and being beat up by your baby daddy. I mean, it's just too much. I had to dig deep down in myself to find that. I mean, I cried about it because I didn't really want to be like telling nobody I done got raped by my uncle.
Yeah.
Because I felt like they were going to shame me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could hear my grandma say, it wasn't your fault.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and tell it.
Yeah.
And when I put the book out, my cousin, first one that bought it, then she won't read it, then she gets mad about it. Because I told the truth about what was said. My mama wouldn't say that, yes, she would.
Yeah. Yeah. It was your story to tell, and sometimes, that's a part of, liberation in a sense. It's just being okay that not everybody is going to be happy with the truth, but they need to hear it. And sometimes it ain't really for anybody. It's for us to just get it out of us so, we can be free from that. You know what I'm saying? So I commend you with the book. I know I have a copy. Brittany, you said you have 1 million copies, huh?
Yeah, I bought a bunch and I give them to all my friends and family.
Oh, thank you.
This is a
For the
question
love
for
and
Brittany.
support.
Do you have a favorite piece or chapter in the book?
I don't remember what it's titled. Sorry. But you have a piece about like your faith and your struggle with God.
Yeah.
And like coming to terms like after a really traumatic life of coming back to God and being angry and yet still being faithful. That really resonated with me.
Yeah, I still get that way, but
Yeah.
I think we all do. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, but I think it's very, we all do, but not everybody is bold enough to say it out loud, And I think for me, just the overall concept of the book. I mean, do you know how many you've sold?
mm-mm.
If you
I
could
don't-
guess, how many do you think? Like at least 20, 25?
I'd say 40 copies.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, I'd say more like 100.
All right. Let's get her to 50, 60 copies podcast. And you said, where's it? It's available on Amazon.
Yes.
Go ahead and spell your name.
CHERYLRIGHT.
All righty. Y'all go out and find that now. And email us in. Let us know what you think about it, and we'll let her know.
That's right.
And if you come by the dwelling, you might even get it autographed.
Whoop, whoop.
Maybe.
Yep. They got all the pens in the world in the church. So that's what we got to put our paper to our pens to our pads and write our feelings out. And I love and thank you, Pastor Emily, for teaching me how to trust God and believe in my own self, because I was at the lowest point though. I done been so low sometimes, and I just felt like giving up. And I done went through so many relationships with different guys, and it ain't healthy and it ain't fulfilling. So I need to find something that's fulfilling. So I think my writing and being involved in church and doing things for the community is more fulfilling. Because I know that I make a difference when in somebody's life instead of just there for
Right.
a person.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Well, welcome back from that short break. Cheryl, earlier you were talking about your family being part of the Black Panthers of Winston-Salem, and I know that you are passionate about social justice in our city and in our world. Tell us a little bit about your involvement in activism.
Well, I like doing it because everybody deserves to be loved, free, happy, housed, especially housed.
Period.
So Now I'm working with IFA, which we all trying to get things done for our friends in the street.
Mm-hmm.
And we invite y'all to come if y'all want to.
IAF.
Yeah.
IFA. But yes, we need all the help we can get.
Yeah. So you're learning about organizing, right?
We learn about organizing, putting boots on the ground again,
Mm-hmm.
and a whole lot of other stuff. Cause I think we can do it if we put our heads together and get the right people behind us. Like make the mayor understand that the homeless need to be housed.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my friends, yes, we have mental issues. We need to get them medicated, housed,
Mm-hmm.
and taken care of.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. So with IAF, it kind of, what does it consist of? It's just learning more about organizing, and now we're in the process of just like coming together, right, as a collective, as a community. So you are a part of one of the representatives from the dwelling, right? But it's made up of many different like churches and organizations around Winston. And what actually, I know there's kind of, it's broke up into mental health.
We did mental health this week. We did housing and education.
Okay. And what group are you primarily in?
I did housing.
Okay.
I don't know what Dickie and Brooke did downstairs.
I think they did mental health downstairs. Yeah. And what are your hopes? And like what made you want to participate, and what do you hope to see from it?
I hope to see from it that all the people that need the housing get the housing, but I want them to be able to do it properly and on their own.
Mm-hmm.
And I think most of them need payees, but we know that's not going to work. But in order for them to get where they need to go, they need to put their boots on the ground too and help them strive towards what they need to go for.
Mm-hmm.
And for our mental issues, yeah, we're going to need our medication. Mm-hmm. And I think the mayor need to be involved in give them the funding they need to get the housing and help us basically house the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't like the way they be treated downtown. I know we're a nuisance and stuff like that, but we don't really care. That's our thing. We ain't got nowhere to go because they won't give us no housing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mayor Jones, we asking you for some money because we need to house these people. Yes, I'm a Democrat. I don't care.
Oh, I love your passion.
I love your passion too.
Yeah.
Well, if we just had a team full of Cheryls, I think the city would change real quick.
Yeah, get the job done. Everybody, money coming from everywhere then. Oh, we don't want to fight with her today. Give her what she needs. Right on.
So what? I want to ask you more of a futuristic question, if you will, or kind of past, present, future. What has been, since you've been here for 5 years, what has been one of your favorite things throughout this journey?
I get to see Pastor Emily every Sunday and the block parties on the summer. Get to hang out with everybody.
I love the block parties.
Yeah, I do too. And defending the throne, that's my favorite spot. I'm sitting front rows this Sunday.
Oh, are you okay?
Okay.
Oh. What is for for people who don't necessarily people will watch this episode, of course, but what is something that even at the dwelling, like what is something cool or like a fun fact that like people would be shocked to know about Cheryl?
That our church is set up like a bar.
No.
What?
Nah, just joking, y'all.
Brittany said, what?
No,
Don't
it's,
That's-
spread
I'm
in
saying
rumors.
you, not
Stop
the
it. No.
I'm
You.
just joking, y'all. I like our church because
No,
everybody
no.
come together.
I'm saying you.
Me?
Cheryl as a person.
Yeah.
Even like Pastor Emily, myself, Deacon Brittany, like the people at the church. What is a fun fact that like nobody really knows about you? I don't know. Can you cook like the meanest meatloaf? I mean, just like
Oh yeah,
what is something
I make a mean French bean casserole.
French bean casserole? I think I've never heard of that. What does that entail?
You know, like the French cut beans and what's the mushrooms, and you got your French's onions and stuff on top.
Yeah.
And I learned how to make lobster and mac.
Whoa.
So which one are you bringing to the block party?
Me,
I'll take the lobster and mac. That sounds good.
yeah, I do.
I think something cool. I mean, I don't think clearly I know it. We know it. But what is tell us about your school journey.
Well, while I was in my writing status and I was put my book together, I went to my pastor and told her that I wanted to go back to school. And all her and the deacons, they looked at me, we can do that. So while I was on my writing journey, getting all my words together, she came in with an application. I filled it out. They sent it in. A couple of weeks later, I got a call. And I was enrolled in school. I went and took my first test at the big campus, and my score was 495, close to a 500. So they like, ooh.
Yeah.
And now that I'm into it, I like it. My grades looking right, which I wish they would have looked right in the 10th grade and all through the years, but but I like it where it's looking now because I got time to focus on what I need to do, and if I need anything, I can get it. So, but this week them grades, I got like what, 390s?
What?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we're real proud of you.
And I like to share my accomplishments with the people that I love. And I'm going to school to keep my granddaughter in school because if she gets suspended, I told her I was going to quit, which I ain't going to quit. My grades looking too good right now. And I don't want to be beat by the pastor or the deacon, so I'm good.
But
I
you
promise
want to
y'all I never drop out again.
lead by example.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, was going back to get your GED kind of influenced by your grandkids?
It's influenced by me because I need some more money. I need a better job. Maybe instead of being a minister of defense, I can be CNA.
Okay. Yeah, Cheryl, see you.
But I'm keeping my title.
Right. It's yours.
Obviously.
It's yours.
Obviously.
So would you like to get into nursing? That's nursing, right? Yikes.
Yeah, because I had when my mama had her stroke and stuff and got sick like that. By me having all boys and I'm the only girl. By her having all the boys and I'm the only girl, and that my brothers tried changing her, and she didn't feel comfortable with it, and they didn't either. So they asked me to do it. So I did it.
And so you feel like that would be, I mean, I think that would be great. How long is your program, like your GD program?
I don't know, but I know I'm ready to take another test because the lady ready to give it to me. I'm ready for it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, if you're getting all those A's, I'm sure you are.
Right. And then,
My favorite part going to be tearing the Constitution apart.
oh God.
Hey, if you know it back to front,
Yeah.
ain't nothing wrong.
Well, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for being here and just for being you and, having our backs and keeping it honest with us all the time and just keeping the community in check sometimes when they need it. But also, I'm just proud of you for going back to school and just seeing everything you've done with the book, and you're just always someone who is willing to do more, try new things, and just continue to grow. And I really appreciate that about you.
No, growing up, being like that, I didn't have many opportunities to do nothing because I always wanted to do what I wanted to do. I didn't want to try nothing that somebody else thought was better for me. And so I guess it took me getting older to try it, to actually settle down and listen to something.
That's all right. Like I said, it's never too late.
I'm too old to be hard-headed, honey.
All right. Well, this has been fun. Thanks again, Cheryl, for talking with us, spending your afternoon or a chunk of your afternoon here in a studio. And we'll be back in another 2 weeks with another great episode. So look forward to that. Don't forget that you can send us an email, dwellingbeyond@thedwellingws.org. Send us your thoughts, your comments, questions, ideas of what you'd like us to talk about or people you want us to talk to on the show. We'd love to hear from you guys. We'll see you next time.